This episode is, as always, done on the insane difficulty with no death. Everything is in the description, ways to support me. I've got a Discord, Twitter, Twitch, links to directly support. There's a playlist for all of the missions. Welcome to the penultimate mission. This is Phantom Goliath. We've got 2 sent out here. Kind of a little bit cheese. There's an extra case up for grabs here if you don't send a support out. And this guy isn't a support, but I did spec him into a few support abilities, and for some reason he's then not classed as a support. Maybe that's a tip, maybe that's cheese, who knows. Okay, so what we did here was we initially pushed him right up there, and we empower teamworked him. He's then able to lob this grenade, and I tried every different combination. I tried killing the wretches at the back, killing the torque bowers. I tried loads of different examples. This is the move that worked. Killed a couple at the front and redeployed. Then I was able to simply just push up here and just hide. And I tried this mission about 10 times, and every time at the beginning I would get killed by this move. However, tucking myself on this piece of cover made him miss, because he didn't seem to want to lob it, and he didn't seem to want to, and he power shot it. So I don't know if that was luck, skill, who knows, but that was the move that we got away. Now I put him low and then used explosive shot. The reason was, if I exploded him, it would have blown up the wretch and saved me in turn. Unlucky it didn't, and now we're kind of able to push out here and lob a grenade. So I had actually some pretty interesting starts to this mission. I had ones where I'd killed 5 with a single grenade. I really worked the angle to try do the best grenade possible, but every time I'd get killed by a torque bow, this is the run that worked. I was able to empower and then overwatch and sort of just protect this area, and I then pushed up for the execute on the down torque bower. Now I do leave one of the torque bows on the ground for such a long time that it disappears, but it's just the way the game worked out, and it was just one of them. I just was unable to really pick it up. So executing the other downed guy gave us another action point, which just allowed us to fall back a little bit. So you can see there's 2 torque bow guys on the floor. There's 2 torque bow guys on the floor. Picked up one of them. The other one then seemingly disappeared. I don't know. Unlucky. Maybe they time out after a while. You can see me moving out to try pick it up. Realised I couldn't. And then just empowered. And this here was pretty nice. I lobbed one. And then realised he's probably going to be in the same location. Lobbed it blind. And killed him. So that's another tip. Just because you can't see the enemy doesn't mean you can't damage them. Obviously you can't do a power shot, but you can do things like this. You can lob these torque bows. So really interesting little piece of play there, I guess. Now I was like, after all this, boom, absolutely double overwatched. Managed to just sneak around here. Managed to sneak around, and then was like, have I messed up? I'm way out in the open. Tried to analyze which shot was best. Figured I would disable shot this one, because then that allows her to move, which means she can empower. However, watching the footage back, I now realise I didn't technically have to disable shot him, because you can use Overwatch whilst... you can use Empower and it won't trigger Overwatch. So a good move, but in this instance didn't need it. And then I used Redeploy to get Stotty out of there, and then ran the other one away. So we used a couple torque bows there. We used all the torque bows. We used a Redeploy. We used a disable shot. And then after about 20 minutes of deliberation, I was like, I think the best angle is this, and this is a pretty clever move. I know I have anchored, and I know I get more accuracy the more I shoot. So I shot with the pistol, and was like, that's 56% chance, not sure. So I then switched to the mulcher and shot for a 14, which missed. But then when I swapped back to my pistol, I've now gained more accuracy and 65% chance manages to kill him. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and I really had to work hard to think of that move. I think that's when I realised I know my characters well and I know their abilities that I was intentionally missing to then get accuracy. I thought that was a pretty sick move. And then I executed, used my other grenade to knock this one out of cover, and then I didn't want to group them up again so they didn't get pincered like that again, so I separated them and she went in cover further back. So we've now got an opportunity here. I can lob this grenade, kill one of them, and then there's only one left I can see in the top left, and I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to push up, I'm going to overwatch these areas, and I didn't want to poke out with Stotty in case he randomly got one shot, so I just tucked him in, didn't shoot, and then he's set into overwatch, which means we're good to go. We've cleared this section. I can push her up and I can shoot and we can deal with it. Now, like, I don't know if you watched the last video, but we can push this guy up for 2 points, use the last action point to redeploy to then get us to open the gate. And like I spoke about in the last video, these last two missions, the difficulty ramps up like no other. And it's weird difficulty. It's not like the enemies get tougher or there's like a certain combination that you need to figure out to do. It's simply a game of hold the doorway again, which again isn't the most fun. And do note, there was no check. I got, whether this is bugged or not, again I got no checkpoint, which meant this mission, the editing file was 2 hours long, and it was literally like an hour of me doing the first section and then finally clearing and pressing the door button and been like, okay, at least I've opened the door and I've got a checkpoint. Then I realised, wait, I didn't get a checkpoint and I had to kill all of these enemies without dying again in one take. So it's like the last 3 missions I had no checkpoints, so it was like doing the game on Iron Man with no deaths on Insane, which is literally the hardest thing possible. So here's what we did. I actually cut out a good chunk. I picked up this case and I put them both in cover way at the back, and after waiting quite literally end in turn, end in turn, end in turn, they started to move up the enemies, and I was like, okay, we've finally got a bit of progress. So that's kind of what was going on with this. It was a case of chill, let the enemies come to us, and I'll tell you why I'm doing it again. There's 2 torpedoes or 1 torpedo on the back of the map, and I don't want that torpedo to walk up and just one-shot me. That's why I'm hiding. So after a long amount of time, you can see the enemies have finally made it to the doorway, and I got blasted, and I was like, well, that sucks. Now you really can't peek up, and I can't even tank another bullet, which is going to make things even slower. So that's why there's a lot of cuts in this video, because I was literally end in turn hiding. Now, to get out of this situation, I peeked with disable shot. That gets him out of danger. Then I was like, what do? I can throw a grenade, and after some tweaking, I managed to figure it out that I could kill all 3 with 1 grenade, which got me out of a situation. And then I could use this grenade to kill him. And I was like, okay, from a bad situation, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to redeploy him and get him way out of there. And just hide him. And she overwatched the doorway. You can see it keeps zooming all the way back to that guy. I wasn't aware where the torpedo guy was, but he was behind him. But I wasn't to know that. Okay, so it's another mission of protecting the doorway, and another mission of my lord hide from the torpedoes. So how do we get out of this situation? I'm going to shoot with a 90% chance, and she's going to be doing he's going to be doing the carrying work for a large period of time, because frankly he cannot peek out. So I'm just going to tuck him in cover, and he's just going to overwatch the door. That's how it was, really. Again, just, you know, like that. Have been down in cover meant I lived. That's why I haven't been peeking up, and it's why it's been slow. So what can we do? I can push up and disable shot, 68% chance. That now means she's safe to re-peek, but I just decided, okay, I'll go for the shot. Luckily he hit it, which kind of gives him a little bit of leech, and then he's got a 53% chance, which means, okay, we downed it. And there's only 9 enemies left, right? There's only 9 enemies left, but this mission again was like a 2-hour mission. Insane Iron Man with no deaths basically is no joke. I'm going to push to the right. This is kind of a waste. I don't really know why I pushed to the right. I can't remember what my thinking was. I think I just wanted a better angle for the doorway and not to be grouped up. Because once you have used your disable shot, you obviously don't both want to get caught. This was a pretty nice move. I thought this was like, right, okay, I'm getting aggressive, man. This is how we're going to do it. Time to get aggressive. I pushed up. And again, this is new in your passives. When you miss, he shoots again. So I was like, he's going to shoot, potentially miss, and shoot again. I can empower him, and then I can use explosive shot. And if it kills him, boom. And it combos them and explodes them all. So suddenly, I've also leeched back up my health, which is pretty sweet. I've killed 3 snipers, and now I've ducked back in cover, and I'm overwatching the doorway. And it's going pretty neat. It's going pretty well, to be honest. I'm able to throw a grenade, and then you'll notice again, I'm not extending anywhere. I'm not extending anywhere that I don't want to. So that's kind of the objective. Again, you'll notice what I'm doing. It's a pattern. I hop over this block, I shoot. If I miss, it shoots again, and then I drop back, and then I overwatch the door. And it's not very fun to watch, but it's literally what I had to do. I could not afford to die, or I'd go right back to the very beginning, and I was not going to do that. So again, I'm going to hop over. This time, instead of shooting, I'm going to throw a grenade, and then I'm going to drop back. And that's literally the playstyle. I didn't overwatch this time because I was like, they might push in aggressively. I don't want to be popped up. There's a sniper there again. There's another Cantus. Hop over the wall again. This time I'm going to shoot. I shot reckless shot because that gives me a chance to crit. And then it didn't crit, and I was like, okay, redeploy, hop way back out of there, and overwatch. The reason I hopped way back out of there was I felt like if I sat in that block again, he would walk forwards, and then he might be able just to peek around and one-shot me. Luckily he didn't. Now, because the Cantus is gone, I double overwatched the doorway, and you notice the sniper ran away. That's when I was worried. You see my cursor go to the top left. It's like there's 3 left. Okay. I ended the turn about 4 times. Once all of my cooldowns were back up. So I ended the turn, ended the turn, ended the turn, ended the turn. Once all my cooldowns are back up, I pushed way out to scout. Then I threw a grenade and redeployed all the way to the back. So I waited for all of my cooldowns to be back up before pushing out. It's still showing that there's 1 guy at the back, but you'll notice there's 2 enemies remaining. One of them's a tortbower. So after like 2 to 3 turns of really cautiously advancing, we finally got eyes on the tortbow guy. I was like, okay, I know where he is now. This is winnable. So I pushed up with my mulcher guy, and I was like, okay, I'm going to kill him and then retreat. That was the game plan. And then we'll deal with the tortbow guy last. Ideally, I'd chainsaw the tortbow guy to end, because then he didn't have a chance to miss. He'd just die. So I climbed up with height advantage, thinking it would give me extra accuracy. The passive kicked in, and I sort of almost killed him, and then he missed the last shot, which was a bit unfortunate. And I then didn't want to take another shot, because if I missed, he might come and kill me, so I just didn't chance it and hit him. And then I brought up this guy to 100% guarantee the kill with a grenade. And I knew that the tortbow guy was far enough away that he wasn't just going to walk up and lob me. If the tortbow guy had been any closer, I wouldn't have climbed up here. So now it's just us and the tortbow. And if I die, I go right back to the beginning. So I took this really cautiously. I kept Stotty in the alcove, and I pushed him, down into this cover and was like, end the turn. I was like, please don't walk up and flick me. Please don't walk up and flick me. And he didn't. And then he was just in range to get chainsawed, which was great. And we were able to do it. And that means we've made it. We're on to the very, very last mission. We've done it all. Insane no deaths, and we're on to the very last mission. So hopefully this has really helped you. If it has, leave a comment and a like. Consider supporting me with the links in the description. Let's go take that final mission, that final boss down.